Alright, in this video we're going to talk about more eBay stuff. You shop around on eBay for coins, and you've probably seen this. People are designating their coins as BU, or Brilliant Uncirculated, or Gem BU, or Gem Brilliant Uncirculated. So what's the difference? What grade would you normally associate with it as if it were slabbed? Well, I have a couple pieces right here, and I also have a couple of approximate designations that would fall under the Brilliant Uncirculated grade. Okay, and don't get it too hyped up over this type of thing, because Brilliant Uncirculated, the term, has been kind of a gimmick in the hobby as of lately, especially with the advent of online auctions and those type of things, eBay, Heritage, Teletrade, you name it. So a Brilliant Uncirculated piece, you would closely associate it to being a mint state 60 to 63 piece. Some would argue, some sellers would say, an about uncirculated piece would fall under this category too, like a 58. Alright, and a good example is this 1964 Washington quarter. Okay, as you can see, it looks like it just came out of a roll. It's it's not going to grade any higher than the 63, only because it's got bag marks. See the fields right there? It's got some little doodahs. Okay, so that's your Brilliant Uncirculated piece right there. Alright, close up of the back. It's a beautiful coin, Probably won't command too much unless it has the Type 2 Eagle reverse on there, which I believe is what they used on in 65. Someone will correct me, an avid Washington collector. But that's your Brilliant Uncirculated piece. You shouldn't pay anything more than this type of money, depending on the coin and the rarity of the grade and mintage and everything else. Alright, and then here's a Gem Brilliant Uncirculated. That would fall under the category of anything above mint state 64. It could vary, and the best example I have is the Canadian Timberwolf right here. It might be a bad example because some would say, well, it's a proof coin, but it's got the satin finishes on there, and they're all like this. That would indicate an otherwise uncirculated, burnished, satiny kind of coin. Okay, there's no flaws. You see the fields, no rim dings. Okay, that'd be your Gem Brilliant Uncirculated piece. Here's the reverse. Okay, it looks really nice. So what kind of coins are most widely sold in these particular grades? Brilliant Uncirculated, you're going to see it on a lot of any silver. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay, oftentimes you're going to see common date stuff like this, Washington quarter, Franklin half dollars, Kennedy halves, Morgan's piece, you name it. Okay, and it's pretty generic. It's a gimmick to ramp up sales for their coin and make more money, take advantage of the market, so to speak. Someone who designates their coin as Gem Brilliant Uncirculated, of course, they think they have the cream of the crop. And one thing about eBay is if you don't have your coin graded, you can't specify it as a numerical grade. Okay, so someone selling, say, this coin, they can't designate it on their auction as something as being a mint state 60 or a 62 or a 65 or something specific, as long as it's not graded by a third-party authenticator. Okay, so they have to use Brilliant Uncirculated, and it's a term that's been used over, and it's been overused and abused. So it's something, to be aware of if you're a shopper in the market. Common date pieces like, for example, this, I wouldn't pay too much more over melt for it. Okay, so I hope this video helps in determining what a Brilliant Uncirculated piece is. And one more thing, as far as the designation, they have something called choice, which is like a little in between, there's a choice brilliant uncirculated, which would be a higher caliber piece. You know, it's gonna look a lot better. It's gonna have more eye appeal, and there's gonna be a choice gem brilliant uncirculated. So, you know, just something to keep in mind the next time you guys decide to buy something, because there a lot of the newbies, they're a little confused about what the term is. You know, are you getting a mint state 65 when you're getting a BU? No, probably not. It's as if it was pulled out of circulation and it's brand spanking new and put in a roll. That's what I would classify as brilliant uncirculated, because it's got to have bag marks and stuff. But there you go. Again, thanks as always. And, you know, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about stuff that you're trying to do or buy when it comes to coins or currency, go ahead and hit me up. You know, I've been in the hobby for well over 15 years. It's almost been 20. So, you know, I have a wealth of knowledge to provide you guys. And yeah, thanks again, and have a good one.